guys, Jixie here, and welcome to another Jixie Diary. It's been a few weeks since I did my last video talking about me being in hospital. And the reason why I've been gone is a few different reasons. Well, another different, well, I don't know. Basically, I was admitted back into hospital 2 weeks after my original hospital admission for sepsis. I spent Christmas with my family. Obviously, Christmas was, busy. And then 2 weeks later, I was, 2 weeks after I was released the first time, I was admitted again with sepsis and an adrenal crisis. As some of you all know, I have a video on it. I have a condition called septo-optic dysplasia, which affects my endocrine system, or my hormones, and it affects my kidneys, and it affects my, really my whole body, actually. And my immune system was basically going it was shutting down, and my body was shutting down. My heart was affected, my kidneys were affected, my liver was affected, my whole digestive system was affected, and again, almost died. So that was obviously a big deal. And since I got out of hospital, I've had a lot of things that have been in my life, and kind of what I've been going through. I've really been, I don't really talk about it a lot on this channel, but I suffer quite badly with anxiety. And when I got out, because I'd had a second admission, because I just basically got ill again, and worse than I was the first time, a lot worse. It really affected me. I was really, really anxious. I was like, oh, what's going to happen? Am I going to get back in hospital again? Am I going to get, infected again? Is it going to kill me this time? Like, if I get it again, is it going to kill me? Like, my body had been through so much. You really don't sort of, you don't see a lot of what I went through. My skin was just horribly dry, and my heart was just, really not doing well. I was, really struggling with breathing, and I was just really, really, really ill. And I was just so anxious that if I went through it again, that I wouldn't be able to cope, and I wouldn't live. And so I had really, really bad anxiety some days, really bad sort of panic attacks, that you guys obviously don't see. I don't show you these things because, they're kind of private, and I, obviously I'm not in the headspace to be able to film anything to show you guys, and so it's just really, really, it was a lot to cope with. And my anxiety disappeared slowly, and it's disappearing. It still returns a little bit sometimes, but it's getting better. My health is getting better, and so obviously I'm coming out the other side of that. And touch wood that I'm gonna, that I will continue to be healthy, and that I will not have to go through anything like that again. Because it really was very hard, not just on me, but on my whole family and my friends, and so I really hope that I never have to deal with that again. Since I've got out, the thing that's really been helping me with my anxiety, and so, what I really want to talk to you a lot about, because it really affects the future of this channel a little bit, actually, because being in hospital both these times, my sort of mindset has changed. As a lot of you guys know, many of you guys, I don't know how many of you now, but this channel used to be very different. I used to do videos about fairies and fairy magic, and I'm not going back to that, but I have changed my focus when it comes to spiritualism and kind of magic in general. I'm not going back to fairy stuff. I've had enough of that. But I have been, getting more and more into witchcraft, and um, and I really started to rediscover. Some of you know, I don't know who knows actually, but you may not know about. When I was a lot younger, I was into witchcraft, and I was a Wiccan. Now I'm not Wiccan now, because I don't really believe in it anymore. At the time, because I was raised really as a Christian. When I was a kid, my mom, she believed in God. I think she still does, to some degree. My dad's side of the family are Catholic, and when I found out about Wicca, I'd never really had any experience of paganism at all beyond Greek myths, which I was given a book about Greek myths when I was a kid, but it was very much framed as like, these are lovely stories, dear, and and kind of not really explain that these were gods like the Christian God that my mum taught me about. And so when I found out that it actually, they are gods, and a different type of god, and the Wiccan god and goddess are. And I loved the idea of having, of a goddess, like, because obviously the male Christian God is very centered in, and there's just one God. So the idea of a goddess, and being of the moon, and the god is the sun, and all of that was very intriguing to little me, and I really threw myself into it. But as time went on, I kind of fell out of it again. Mainly because of the ritualistic kind of, I did what a lot of young witches do, I think, and throw myself into, getting the items and the ritual and the spell casting and all the heavy spell stuff. And then after a time, it was like, I just didn't have the energy for it. Each spell was just such a lot of like preparation, getting the ingredients and getting the items and casting the circle and doing the spell itself, and then closing, like getting rid of the circle, and then all of that, and I was just like, wow, I'm not sure I have the energy for this. And so I got out of it, and then kind of very much became agnostic, and then over time I found Buddhism, which is, I still believe in today. I think what really attracted me to Buddhism is that he's not a god, never pretended to be. He was just a man who had a lesson to teach. And obviously this is very personal and very sort of private. I guess, it's very cliche to sort of say that I discovered religion, due to personal, crisis. I didn't discover it. I guess I kind of rediscovered witchcraft. I still consider myself to be a Buddhist, but I also consider myself to be a witch as well. And it's something that I consider myself to be a reborn witch, because obviously I was a witch before and kind of fell away from that, and then now have rediscovered it. So I consider myself to be a reborn witch, and very much have to discover things from the ground up, because I realise now, after having watched so many YouTube videos and read so many books, that witchcraft isn't about all of those things. You don't have to be Wiccan to be a witch. You don't have to do all of the ceremonial stuff. You don't have to have any ingredients or items, or witchcraft can just be stirring intention into your coffee. And I've researched such a lot. I have books now about Herbal and crystals and chakras and things like that, and I've done so much research and really enjoyed it. I am the sort of person that loves to learn new things. I devour knowledge like people devour chocolate cake. I love learning new things. It's keeps my brain ticking and alive, and I've just learned so much, and I've watched so many beautiful, wonderful YouTube videos by so many beautiful, wonderful YouTubers, to name a few: Hearth Witch, Chaotic Witch Ant, Witch's Cookery, the Green Witch. I think the Green Witch is who started it, really, because it just was flagged up on my recommended. and I watched her video, and because I've always loved like cottagecore, and like a slow way of living. So I started off with like Fairyland Cottage, and I don't think she's a witch, but she's very much about like, you know, taking time, enjoying the seasons, enjoying just the little things in life. And so obviously Green Witch was flagged up because she's very much about that as well. And then slowly that kind of opened my eyes a bit more to witchcraft. And I know that I'm going to link a few of these channels down in the comment section down below, because if you are into this, as I am into this, then I think that there's some great videos that I have watched. And also I will see if I can link, if I remember to, because I have shocking memory, I will see if I can link the books that I have read, both the herb book that I have and the crystal book that I have. The chakra stuff I already had as part of the Buddhist part of my life, obviously. And a lot of religions kind of intertwine. Well, Buddhism and witchcraft tend to, they have a lot in, the chakra thing, and breathing exercises and meditation are all things that they have in common. So, it's very much like, you don't have to be Wiccan to be a witch, and this is something I didn't even know. So I'm having to relearn everything, and I love it. So yeah, that's what I've been throwing my sort of time into, and my life into, since I got out of hospital. I very much rediscovered crystals and their power. Obviously yesterday was the full moon, and I cleansed all of my crystals. I made some moon water. So yeah, I have a book of shadows now, which I'm not going to show. Maybe I will show later, but I have a book of shadows now, and it's filled. Like, it's just like, it's a half full already. And I've only been doing this for a couple of weeks because I try and learn new things every day. I try and put something, I haven't today, but I try to put something each day into my book of shadows that I've learnt, a reminder or something, like, something I found. Like I have something that I was sent about candle magic from an Etsy shop where I bought a candle a few weeks ago, and I found this little leaflet about candle magic and candle colours and things like that. So I just filled my book of shadows with all of this stuff, and I bought some rune stones because that's at the moment it's my favourite form of divination. And I'm really learning the rune stones and really enjoying learning that. And I have kind of researched into different deities and researched into familiars. I feel like I'm really kind of reawakening, and I will be sharing some of my findings with you. If you are interested, I'm still going to stick with my normal content. For a lot of it, I'd say probably about, maybe like 30% is going to be witchcraft and 70% will just be my normal stuff. So if witchcraft does interest you, then I will be posting some things that I've learnt, some things that I've done, and maybe reading little snippets of my book of shadows, but I don't want to read everything. So yeah, that's kind of how my channel's going at the moment, and my life is going at the moment. Let's hope I don't end up back in hospital again. My health seems to be improving every day. Let's hope it continues to do that. And yeah, so that's what's been really filling my time. So that's why I've not really been around. I've not really had as much time for my Tasuna. I have started posting MMS weeklies again, although I haven't, I think I'm going to post one today. Or tomorrow for MMS Weekly. I think that at the moment I'm trying, to kind of, I've got a lot of things going on, a lot of balls in the air at the moment. So I'm trying to kind of get all of that stuff done. We'll be doing some My Tasuna roleplay soon as well. So if you like roleplay and you're interested in My Tasuna, we actually roleplay over Skype. So if you are interested, then let me know, and it would be fun to roleplay with you guys if you like writing, and you like roleplay. And so yeah, you can join, you can ask to roleplay on the Amino. It's aminoapps.com/mytasuna. I believe, but I will link my Tasuna in the description below too. There's a lot of things going to be in the description this video. And future things that are happening in only about less than a month actually. Jinx is coming to see me. Touch wood that happens, because COVID, everything's all up in the air, but hopefully she will be coming and we will be doing some videos. So when she comes, I know we're going to be doing some witchcraft videos, because I know that Jinx also practices witchcraft, and so she will probably be talking about things from her perspective, because she has deities that she actually works with as well. I think that she works with Loki and Njord, the sea god. I hope she doesn't mind me telling you that. She's very much into sort of sea magic, whereas I favour crystal magic. But of course, one of the things that a few different ones, YouTube's was sort of saying is not to label yourself, at least in the beginning. But I do find myself more drawn to crystals than anything else, and also candle magic. I have a candle lit right now, but it's almost at its end. So that's kind of really an update as to what's been going on in the life of Jixie, and I hope that you are interested in witchcraft, and if you're not, that's fair. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see some witchcraft stuff, or if this is something you don't really want to see. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about fairy magic at all. I very much have, left that. So I'm focusing definitely more on witchcraft than fairy anything. I'm not working with fairies or doing anything fairy related anymore. I'm sorry about that, because I know I got quite a few people who I was helping with fairy stuff, and I'm sorry about that. I just it's just not in the place that I'm in right now. It's just not. So yeah, anyway, so witchcraft stuff I love, and I'll continue to do, vlogs and things of what I'm up to, going away in October, which that was a brilliant holiday. And I'll just update you as to what's going on in my life. And my Tasuna is something, again, I'm working on, and also my book a little bit more, but I was kind of, with my book, with Maury, I was very much waiting for my mental health to kind of climb a bit, because it really was very low, and just I wasn't in the right mindset to write. So I've not been writing, but I will be starting writing again soon. So yeah, things are positive in my life right now, and I think that as a closing sort of thought, you never know how strong you are until you've been through the worst thing and come out the other side of it. And I very much have been through the worst period of my life, not just this year, but the year before as well. 2020, 2021 have been really difficult years for me, and I've really struggled with family and health and financial worries, and I've got through it, and I'm still here to tell the tale, and I'm still smiling, and I'm still ready to give you guys the best content I can possibly give you. If I'd been told before all of this went on, everything that I would go through, I'd say, wow, and I survived that. But I did survive that, and I know it's also a lesson to any of you guys who are going through some struggles right now, whatever that may be. I know that, I've spoken to a few people. I have a Quotev account where I do quizzes. Find me on Quotev. Seriously, guys, find me on Quotev. I think I'm just under Jixie Dye. Find me on Quotev. I do loads of quizzes. I've done Here's Some Materials quizzes. I'm going off on a tangent, but I've spoken to a few people on Quotev who are going through some really tough times. Whether it comes, whether it's coming out as a person, as a kind of LGBTQ person, or transgender, or whatever, or whatever you're going through. Yes, it may be difficult, I know how hard it is to tell your family difficult things like that. You know, without going into details, I know, especially when your family is not accepting. And also, I've not told my family that I'm getting back into witchcraft. So if they are watching, then hey, yeah. So that's you know, it's hard when you don't have an accepting family, or society tells you that you're broken in some way or different in some way, and that's not acceptable. It's hard to really love yourself. The lesson I'm trying to tell you about is that, you know, you never know how strong you are until you've been through it and come out the other side and been like, hey, you know, I survived that, and how exactly? And I just, you know, I was so ill over Christmas and New Year's Eve. Literally New Year's Eve, I was in hospital fighting for my life. And, you know, I didn't really get to enjoy Christmas and all the good things that, you know, all my friends did. And that was hard. It was really, really hard seeing my friends kind of, you know, enjoying New Year, seeing Facebook pictures of things that people had done on New Year, and me being so damn ill. That was really, it's been really, really hard. But, you know, the New Year didn't start well for me. But I got through it. And I'm here telling my tale, and I hope that me telling you this now can give you some form of strength and determination to keep going with whatever it is that you are really struggling with. Because, yeah, I almost died twice, and I'm still here. And you know, and if it helps you to talk about whatever it is that's going on in your life, then I will try and keep the comment section open for, you know, just kind of support, mutual support. It's really kind of not up to me, it's more up to YouTube about whether that happens. But you know, you can always email me, jixiemdye@gmail.com, if you feel like you need to talk. I have a comment section on my website, jixiedyeauthor.com, that you can message me. I check on there. I check on there. Try to check on there. I've not received many messages, but I try to check on there about every 2 or 3 weeks. So probably email is best if you want to talk. I'm here. I will try and give you some of my wisdom and courage, and you know, and hope, you know, hopefully I can help somebody. Because, you know, the new year, you know, I think is so full of hope for so many people, but it's not always the case. And so if you're feeling low, if you're feeling upset, then hopefully I can give a little bit of that, of my strength and courage to you in hard times. If you are in a good place right now, if you have enjoyed the new year, that's brilliant news. I'm really glad. Hopefully you're all, you know, okay and fine and whatever. But I know how hard it is, you know, to see everyone else, you know, enjoy Christmas and New Year, and you not be in a place for that. And there are lots of places you can go, you know, if you're feeling anxious and depressed and whatever. There's, you know, I think there's aminos for that. Certainly there is for chronic illness. I've joined a chronic illness amino. And, you know, because, you know, obviously I have a chronic illness myself. My condition it does affect my life. You know, this sepsis that I've been through, it wouldn't have been nearly as complicated and life-threatening if it weren't for my condition that I have and my adrenal crisis that I went through. So obviously I do have a chronic illness that affects me every day. And, yeah, but, you know, everybody, you know, people are listening. No one is alone, right? Nobody. And I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys have been following me for quite a few years, and I may not have like thousands and thousands of subscribers like some YouTubers do, but just knowing that you guys watch what I put out there means everything to me. And I will continue, as long as people keep watching, I will continue to post and to upload and to be supportive and to be your Jixie, really. And yeah, so that's basically it. That's basically my video. Comment down below on your thoughts on my my new witchcraft stuff. Or, you know, if you have anything to kind of say in general, really. If you just wanted to say hi, you know, comment down below. Email me. I'm not on Twitter anymore because I really just didn't use it, honestly. But you know, there are other ways to contact me. And also Jixie Dye-aries on Facebook. You can contact me as well. You just message me, and I'm I'm there. So yeah, that's me basically signing off a little bit, because you know I'm gonna go and play with my dogs. And I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.